dramatic orchestral sting, slow-motion archival footage of Buckingham Palace gates, guards marching. They are the most photographed family on earth. Every birthday, every walkabout, every smile, documented, catalogued, broadcast to billions. They live their lives behind velvet ropes and under the glare of 1,000 cameras. And yet, music drops to a low, tense hum. There are things they don't want you to know. Not rumors, not tabloid gossip. Facts. Documented. Sourced. Hidden in plain sight, buried under centuries of protocol, legal injunctions, and the quiet, deliberate machinery of palace spin. Today, we pull back the curtain. Let's start with the question most people are too polite to ask. How much are they actually worth? The official line, the number you'll find on most royal family websites and in most news reports, is carefully managed. The sovereign grant, the public funding mechanism that pays for the monarchy, is disclosed. The Crown Estate revenues are published. But that is not the full picture. Not even close. The Crown Estate, a vast portfolio of land, coastline, and property across the United Kingdom, generates over £4 billion in annual revenue. The monarchy receives a percentage of that as the sovereign grant. In recent years, that figure has exceeded £100 million per year. But the Crown Estate itself, it's not technically owned by the king in a personal sense. It belongs, as the official framing goes, to the Crown, in right of the government. Convenient language. Because here's what that framing obscures. The Duchy of Lancaster, a separate portfolio of land and assets, is held personally by the monarch and does not pass through the same parliamentary accountability. Its value sits at over £650 million. The income from it flows directly to the king. It is not subject to the same disclosure requirements as the sovereign grant. Then there's the Duchy of Cornwall, worth over £1 billion, historically held by the Prince of Wales. When Charles became king, it passed to William. One family, 3 overlapping financial structures, each with different rules about transparency. Why does this matter? Because the royal family has fought, in some cases legally, against full financial disclosure. In 2021, it emerged that the monarchy had lobbied Scottish government ministers to be exempted from climate legislation that would have required disclosure of the Crown's private landholdings. They succeeded. This wasn't widely reported. It wasn't a front-page scandal. It was a quiet conversation between palace lawyers and government officials, conducted behind closed doors, and the exemption was granted. The wealthiest family in Britain, shielded from the transparency laws that apply to everyone else. That's not conspiracy. That's public record. Every government has secrets. But most democratic governments have rules about how long those secrets can stay hidden. Freedom of information laws, declassification timelines, public interest tests. The royal family has found ways around most of them. Here's something that received remarkably little mainstream attention. The royal family is specifically exempt from the Freedom of Information Act in the United Kingdom. Not partially exempt. Not exempt with conditions. Fully, explicitly carved out. When the FOIA was passed in 2000, the royal household, Buckingham Palace, the Duchy of Lancaster, the Duchy of Cornwall, was written into the exemptions. Requests for information about the internal workings of the monarchy are routinely denied, citing this exemption, with no obligation to even confirm whether documents exist. But it goes further. In 2011, the British government quietly introduced what became known informally as the Black Spider Memos controversy. It emerged that Prince Charles had been writing personal letters, dozens of them, to government ministers, lobbying on issues ranging from agriculture to architecture to alternative medicine. The government fought for years to keep those letters secret. They argued, in court, that releasing them would damage the constitutional principle of political neutrality of the monarchy.